Hey everybody, just want to go over the notes for the first few sections. Chapter 7 is kind of long and it's got a lot of good information in it, but we're going to skip a good bit of it as well because you should have learned it in 7th grade and 5th grade. Alright, so Chapter 7 is titled The Human Body. Lesson 1, the number one takeaway you need to know, and we've already talked about this, is that cells make tissues, tissues make organs, organs make organ systems, and organ systems make organisms. Okay. Lesson 7.2 is about homeostasis. And the main thing you need to know about that is simply what homeostasis is. For example, if you are cold, you start shivering. And shivering is rapid constrictions of your muscles. And those contractions of your muscles generate heat. Okay? And that helps warm you up. So shivering is not in itself a bad thing. It's your body trying to warm itself up. If you're hot on a hot summer day, working out in the yard, mowing the grass or something, you start sweating. Okay? That sweat is supposed to evaporate off your skin and cool your skin. Fortunately, we live in North Carolina where it's usually too humid to make a difference. Out in some place like Arizona, that summers are much drier and the air is much drier. So they don't notice the sweat the way we do. So they actually have to be a little bit more careful about dehydrating because they don't realize how much water they're losing. All right, 7.4 is about skin health. This connects with the standard on health. We don't have to go into all the health that the PE teacher should, but we do have to know a little bit about healthy exercising and healthy eating and stuff like that. And part of that goes with your skin health. It is the largest organ of the human body, and it is the numero uno line of defense when it comes to disease. Okay, it's a barrier that keeps out most bacteria and things. That's why they tell you, with COVID, they keep saying don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes and stuff unless you wash your hands, because if the germs are on your hands, they're probably not going to get into your body unless you have a cut on your hand or something. But if the germs are on your hands and you go rubbing your eye, well, now those germs have gotten into your eye, and that's a gateway into your body. Same thing with picking your nose or sticking your fingers in your mouth or whatever. Okay. It can produce vitamin D in sunlight. Now, my understanding is about 15 minutes in the sun wearing a t-shirt and shorts, and you've gotten all the vitamin D you need for that day. Okay, so we're not talking about long exposures to get your vitamin D, but you do need some sunlight. And vitamin D is important. It helps your calcium absorb into your bones. It helps your immune system. And some studies have shown that it may even help fight cancer. Okay, so it's good, but like a lot of things, it's in moderation. Too much sunlight damages your skin. The ozone layer protects us from a lot of UV radiation from the sun, but by no means is it all of it. All right, so you've got to wear sunblock. Try to stay out of the sun if you can. I'm not saying you gotta wear a curtain from your forehead to your toes every time you go outside, but don't sit out there and bake if you don't have to. It damages your skin, and even if you don't get skin cancer, it's still damaging your skin. I've seen some people with some pretty bad skin. And it was someone who worked out in the field like almost every day of their life, and their skin, it looked not great. All right, so protect your skin. You can get a tan and still have some sunblock on, and protect yourself. Small doses, Anyway, So sunburn is literally a radiation burn. It is a burn caused by the radiation from the sun. Melanin is a natural sunblock. It helps protect your skin. That's why when you get exposed to sunlight, your skin gets darker. Everybody's skin gets darker as long as they make melanin. 90% of the skin cancer is linked to sun exposure, and UV radiation damages the DNA in the cell, causing a mutation. Remember mutation? Okay? And then that causes the cells to become cancerous. They don't know when to stop reproducing like they should. So cover your skin when you can. One thing I strongly encourage you to do, well, two things. Other than wear a skin block or sunblock, protect your eyes. If you're going to get sunglasses, try to get sunglasses that are UV protectant. If you've got to wear glasses anyway, try, if you can, to get sunglasses that are UV protectant because they're important. The other thing is, whenever possible, and it's an option, wear a wide brim hat. Now I know they're not the cool thing that the guys on MTV are wearing, but think about it. Every time you're out in the sun, your nose is getting exposed, okay? Your ears, the top of your ears, are getting exposed to sunlight. My dad, who worked a lot, I mean, his job wasn't a farmer. He worked at a factory, but he spent a lot of time outside working in the garden, mowing the grass, and working in his shop and stuff. So he actually ended up having skin cancers removed from the tops of his ears and the tip of his nose. Okay, so it's worth it. Whenever you can, try to protect yourself. Acne is caused by clogged pores. Just use a mild soap. Some people might need some fancy cleaners. Most people don't, I don't think, but I'm no doctor. But use a mild soap, warm water to clean your face. The other thing that will make a huge difference if you've got acne now, or when you start developing acne, look, you need a washcloth that you use for your face. Okay? And that you use that washcloth for your face, and then it goes into laundry. And then the next time you have a different washcloth or something for your face. Don't wash your feet and your face with the same washcloth, because then you're just transferring, stuff, and it's just, don't do it. I think it'll make your life better that way. Cold sores are a skin problem caused by a virus. It is the herpes simplex type 1. No, not that herpes, okay, but it is a form of herpes virus. It is contagious. It spreads by kissing, sharing cosmetics. Think about that next time someone wants to borrow your lip gloss. Food, I mentioned in class, one of the ways it spreads to kids is, if mom or dad's got a cold sore and you're num num num, here comes the airplane. Okay, they're spreading that. So you gotta be careful about that sort of thing. Once infected, it cannot be cured. It is with you for life. It will come and it will go and it will come back, and it's part of you then. It's part of life. 7.6 is about exercise. There's two kinds of exercise, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic exercise, you need oxygen. Okay? Well, you need oxygen anyway, but that's the way I remember it. Aerobic organisms are organisms that need oxygen for cellular respiration. An aerobic exercise, your body is working, your muscles are working, and they're able to get enough oxygen to carry out aerobic exercise, or aerobic cellular respiration. So they're going to use oxygen to turn sugar into ATP. Okay, this is good for burning calories and exercise. And you know me, I have some belly I need to lose. It's just the fact that it is what it is, folks. I can do all the crunches I want, side bends, sit-ups, whatever. I'm not going to lose the belly that way. Aerobic exercise is what burns the fat. Okay, but only then if I burn more calories than I eat. If I burn 300 calories, walking or jogging or whatever, and then I sit down and eat an extra large pizza by myself, I ain't losing no weight. In fact, I'd probably still gain weight from that. All right, so aerobic exercise burns calories, helps the heart and the lungs become stronger and more efficient. So if you're thinking about heart health, losing weight, that's aerobic exercise. Okay? Anaerobic exercise is you're doing short repetitions of a very strenuous exercise. So these are the people in the gym that are straining to lift a huge dumbbell or whatever, and they're just doing it over and over and over, and then they're resting. And then they do it over and over, and then they rest, and then they do it. And those short repetitions with a lot of weight, that's what builds muscle. So anaerobic is going to build muscle. A thing to remember about muscle is that it's more dense actually than fat. So if I worked out, and let's say I did a combination of aerobic and anaerobic exercise, I could actually lose all my extra fat, but end up weighing more than I did, okay, as I build muscle. So don't use weight as a complete indicator of your health. Don't look at it and say, 150 pounds, I need to lose weight. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. It depends on other things. On Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? You guys probably know who he is. I don't know how many of his movies you've seen. But the height of his acting career, he was doing a movie called Conan the Barbarian. He was very, physically, fit and muscular and all this, he was, if you looked at his BMI, he was obese. There was no fat on him at all. But because he had so much muscle, he was a bodybuilder, and he had so much muscle, he actually weighed more than he should have for his height. So when you look at the BMI chart, he was obese, but he wasn't. It just, and that brings me to the other thing. Don't worry too much about BMI. BMI was actually originally designed to look at like a city or a state. It wasn't meant for an individual person. Okay, so it can be an indicator, but don't live and die by it. Okay, don't do that. Lastly, food and nutrients. Okay, your body needs food. Food is energy. That's what food is. Everything else is just a building material. Okay, you need energy so that your body can do cellular respiration to convert glucose into ATP. You need the materials from food as building blocks. Okay, the main nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, vitamins, and minerals, and nucleic acids, but that's a different slightly story. Now we've already talked about carbohydrates. Okay, so think about that. What are carbohydrates? I give you a 5 count. Think about that. Okay, so carbohydrates are sugars. They're sugars, starches, stuff like that. Potatoes, basically all carbohydrates. Celery actually is carbohydrate. This is a different kind called cellulose. And then, sugar is a carbohydrate. Corn is all starch. Okay. Proteins are those building blocks that make enzymes. They make muscle tissue, other tissues. They make antibodies. Lipids are your fats and your oils. And then vitamins and minerals we'll talk about in the upcoming section. All right. I hope this helps, and hope to see you soon.